The message that I've been getting surrounding the collective energy right now is that sometimes to go through something, you need to let go of a structure you've always known. Don't become a prisoner of your own process. Now, I feel that a lot of you have been working towards something, and you've sort of reached this point where you feel like you're spinning your wheels, and you can't really get a grip on what it is you need to implement to break through to the other side of this energy. It's like you need to strip everything back to bare bones, is what I'm hearing. Getting back to basics, I feel, is what is going to allow you to break through this energy. It's something astrological. It's a very dense sort of buildup of energy that we're all feeling right now. But this isn't to say that you need to release your process entirely. It's just that you need to use a different set of tools at the moment. You're just being guided to set it off to the side and then pick it back up once you move through this energy. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have Judgment and Two of Swords. Okay, so this is really framing the energy here. Okay, the Judgment card is speaking about some sort of final decision that you need to make. And then the Two of Swords is all about making a decision. Okay, let's pull directly on the energy. Spirit, what do we have for the collective, please? The World, wow. Completion. So there you are, right? You're on approach. You're preparing to close out this cycle, but you're sort of hanging in the balance. It's like you're at the opening of this portal, but you can't quite get through to the other side. And this is confirming what I was saying about using a different set of tools. I also just heard maybe it's time you make that change, do that thing. And I just heard very clearly, hit the reset button. I'm also hearing something about calibrating your energy, right? It's sort of like running a race and you're out in front. There's no good reason to change any part of your process. But then on that last lap, something's just not working the way it did on all those previous laps. It's like all these other energies are starting to trail right behind you. You can feel them nipping at your ankles. So your team is saying to you, hey, you got to drop it down into another gear. You've got to use that secret weapon, that thing that you've always been talking about doing. If I was to simplify everything that I'm channeling through and feeling in this moment, it's that you need to take a chance. Taking a chance in the 11th hour, probably the scariest time to even think about changing anything up. But this is where your faith needs to ride shotgun with you. You've made it this far. I just heard very clearly, Spirit's not going to let you down now. But this right here, if you implement this and you do it the way Spirit is guiding you to do it, which is basically just taking a chance, it's going to give you access to something that you've never truly accessed before. It's a newfound sense of faith which has the capability to completely change the way you interface with your reality. I think we can all relate to this in some capacity. It's sort of like when a miracle takes place in your life and it just changes everything. You start to think about the deeper meaning of life. You start to feel more guided. You start to feel more connected. And so it sets you out on your path from that moment with something that you didn't have prior to that newfound sense of faith. This is one of those times when you're at the crossroads and it seems like the absolute worst time to be asked by Spirit to change it up. It's like saying, why? This is working. But Spirit sees it different. Yeah, I keep seeing these wheels just spinning in place, right? Spinning in the mud. It's like you're expending this unnecessary energy and there's no movement. It's like it's stuck in place. This actual process, option, idea, or perspective that you're going to implement is sort of like putting chains on your tires so you can get traction in the snow. It's like something here is going to give you more grip. What do we have at the sacral, please, Spirit? Three of Wands, Aries energy at the sacral. What a perfect follow-up. Three of Wands is an energy of pursuing the unknown. Yeah, I just heard blind faith. Oh. It's like Spirit is playing a game with you, right? It's like they're saying to you, let's see how much you truly trust us. Because right now we're entering into a space where we can make some serious miracles take place here. But we need you to believe. And what's interesting about the Three of Wands at this sacral position, sacral's all connected to your passion. It's the fire in your belly. But the Three of Wands, as a reversal, is an energy of a dreamer. It's somebody who's essentially unprepared. But upright here, the message I'm getting is this is when dreams intersect with your reality. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Whew. Ten of Swords, Gemini energy at the solar plexus. Further confirmation, because there's an ending and a beginning here. An ending to a process, an approach. You know, this is very similar to having a specific way of doing things. Everybody knows it, right? Everybody knows how that pitcher throws that ball, but then out of nowhere, he just throws this curveball that takes everybody by surprise, strikes out the batter, wins the game. It's one of these. It's like you need to pull your ace card out of your back pocket. This is how you're going to pull this through. I just heard shock and awe. There's a lot of respect connected to this as well. This movement allows for a level up that sees you skipping steps. It's one of these. It's like you just come out of absolutely nowhere, all guns a-blazing. Nobody expected it at all. We only have 3 cards on the table, and the world and the Ten of Swords are speaking about completion, an ending, a beginning, sandwiching that Three of Swords, that energy of just pursuing the unknown and being so confident, so connected, and completely leaning on your faith that you know that the chips are going to fall the way they're supposed to. See, when your faith is bulletproof, it sees you moving more deliberately. There's less hesitation. You're less likely to overthink things. You begin to jump in, right? But you're also so comfortable in the knowing that if something doesn't work out, it's okay because it's still unfolding the way it's supposed to. See, the whole key here is to just follow your higher guidance. Even if it may not make complete sense in the moment. I just heard you're breaking through fear that has been encasing you for most of your lives. I feel that this is a collective shift taking place right now. You're being positioned in spaces that you haven't been able to access before, but you've done the work. And now Spirit wants to show you how magic truly works. And they're going to use you and your life as the example. Right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so the Three of Pentacles is an energy of collaboration, teamwork. And when I get it in a reading like this, which is obviously very connected to Source and Spirit, it speaks about this sort of collaboration you're having with the divine. It's like the divine is saying to you, hey, let's change it up. Let's have fun with this. And you're like, but Source, we're almost there. Let's not rock the boat right now. Spirit says, no, actually, you're kind of spinning your wheels in place. You can't see this, but energetically, there's something that is backing up. We need to change up the pace here. What do we have at the heart, please? Seven of Swords, Aquarius energy at the heart. Wow. This just became so obvious to me what's going on here. The reason why you're being called to change your process right now is because too many people know what your process is. They're used to you being a certain way. You may be in a time in your life where things are going good, but maybe they're a bit stagnant, maybe they're a bit stale, and it's time to shake things up. Do something outside of the norm, right? Do something that people aren't expecting from you. If people know you to be a certain way, say you have one particular way of presenting your brand, right? Let's just say, try something completely different. You don't have to keep it like that forever. But let's try some new things. Let's have fun with this. Start trying those things you've been wanting to do for a while, but have been too scared to because you think it's going to mess up your process. Now we begin to have some clarity of what's going on here. And there are a group of you out there as well that are dealing with situations where you may have some people in your environment or in your life in some capacity that are making things difficult for you. And in order to break past these energies, you need to do the opposite of what they're expecting from you. This can also come down to your demeanor as well, your attitude with something, right? Maybe people are expecting you to react a certain way to something, but instead of reacting, become unreactive, takes them off guard, something like that. There's some of you that have been wanting to implement some sort of change in your personal life, and there's something environmental going on here, something very disruptive. It's like people saying, oh, they'll never do that. They'll never become that. They'll never have the guts to go and do that, right? Wow, I just heard very clearly for some of you, these people know you as being a quitter, right? You give up on something in the 11th hour. But it's not because you don't have follow through. It's because you have bad influence in your environment. Yeah, I just heard that some of you are having people whisper self-doubt into your ears, right? It's like something that is impacting you psychologically. All of a sudden, in the 11th hour, trying to pull something through, you just say, maybe I won't do that after all, right? Just completely self-sabotage. What do we have at the throat, please, Spirit? Wheel of Fortune. Perfect follow-up to that message that we just channeled through. Wheel of Fortune is Sag energy, and I was just thinking about Sag energy when I was mentioning changing things up, right? Because it's an energy that's all about change, being very malleable. It's the archetype that represents adventure. It can never really stay in one place for too long. It needs stimulation. And when you get a message like that with the Wheel of Fortune, it's representing a major turning point in your life. Wheel of Fortune is obviously an energy of gambling, right? It's like gambling on yourself. I just heard gambling with your good karma. Interesting message. But if I was to really extract a simple message there, I feel that there's a lot of good karma that has built up in a lot of your lives based on the ways you've been moving. And now Spirit is giving you the opportunity to cash that in some capacity here. But it requires you taking that leap of faith, as we mentioned earlier on. I'm also hearing something about a big picture vision, also Wheel of Fortune kind of energy. Yeah, awakening. Now, Wheel of Fortune's right at the throat chakra, so there could be some sort of truth that needs to be spoken here that is directly connected to this. This energy is very clear. The World, Ten of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, these are all speaking about these new beginnings. There's something big here. And then the Three of Wands, which is all about pursuing the unknown or taking the path least traveled. So you throw off the Seven of Swords energy. That Seven of Swords energy is also at the heart, right? So true heart's desire. There's something that has been creating disruption here. Yeah, I just heard you need to take a detour. See, Seven of Swords is a very underhanded, stealthy energy. It's an energy that tries to take things from you without you being fully aware of it. Now, I just feel for you, it comes down to, well, energy, right? Confidence. As I mentioned, the negativity that people will speak in your environment and how it absorbs into your subconscious mind. See, this is very calculated as well. It's like they know how to get to you and they know exactly what they're doing. Right on the bottom of the deck, we have 10 of Wands and 10 of Pentacles. And I just heard very clearly, your new life is going to cost you your old one, right? So the burdens of the past need to be released so you can access 10 of Pentacles, divine inheritance kind of energy, which really just speaks about positioning. It's like the divine positions you in your allocated position. It's to say that you've arrived. You are now in the space that the divine had always reserved just for you. It's an energy of alignment. We have 2 more 10s there, right? 10, 10, 10, plus Wheel of Fortune and the World. So all this completion, the energy is feels very calm. It's like the silence is deafening. The calm before the storm. You're standing right on that edge. There's everything that once was right behind you. And everything that's about to be right in front of you. This is one of those rare moments in life when you are occupying the space in between. What do we have at the third eye, please, Spirit? Three of Swords, Libra energy at the third eye. This Three of Swords is connecting me to the Seven of Swords because we have the heart here, right? And then right there is the heart chakra. And I just heard patchwork. It's like you're always having to do patchwork on something. It's like something is in a constant state of repair when it's time to just let it go, whatever that represents for you. And I just heard the holding on to whatever this represents for you is actually far more painful than the process of releasing it at this point. And I feel that whatever this is in direct opposition with your moves forward. I'm also hearing that it doesn't have to be a specific person or a group of people. It could be a part of you that needs to be released, a mindset, a behavioral pattern, some sort of lack mentality. I don't know if I can do that. The process by which you begin to release said thing and move forward is going to be the closure of this cycle for you. See, there's many things that are integrated into closing out a cycle, but almost 100% of the time, one thing is for certain is that there's going to be mindsets and fears that are also associated with the release and breaking the chains that bind us to these old ways of being. It truly is one of these moments when you get to the other side and you think back about that fear you had surrounding something. And now that you've gained perspective by getting on the other side of it, it's almost like you can't even really believe that you had it to begin with. It was truly nothing to really be afraid of at all. And I'm hearing something about it being similar to everybody being afraid of a bully, right? And then somebody finally stands up to the bully and the bully completely cowers, right? I mean, that could be literal for some of you. What do we have at the crown, please, Spirit? Wow. Death card. Makes perfect sense. Scorpio energy. We are in Scorpio season. Let's face it, this entire reading is about transformation. It's about a new beginning and how you must bring a death to this old cycle to be able to step into the new one, right? I just heard very clearly, it's not about making other people happy anymore. Now's the time to put you and your own needs first, even if it means being selfish. Those who would call you selfish for making this decision don't deserve to be a part of your new beginning, because these are the same people that have been trying to stop you from implementing these changes to undergo this transformation anyway. What do we have at the foundation, please, Spirit? Wow, again. Back to back. From a completely different deck. Look at that. Death card, death card. This is one of these moments in your life where Spirit is asking you to say goodbye to these old parts of you that are no longer going to serve you moving forward. In other words, you're being asked to say goodbye to your old life because you are being ushered into this new beginning that you have worked so hard for. This process you're going through right now is some of the hardest parts of this journey, if not the hardest part, because this is the last step and the first step. This is where it all begins. This is the moment in this journey that you will never forget. You'll always remember this moment as being the crossover point. You'll look back on it years from now. You'll reflect on how far you've come. The way you interface with your life, the way you look at reality, will never be the same ever again once you take that step forward. And waking up to the illusions around your life in regards to who people told you you are and what people told you you were going to be. This is what it actually means to wake up. This is when you accept that you are down here on a mission fighting a spiritual war, and you have a duty that you need to uphold, whatever that looks like in your everyday waking life. This is just you accepting the truth, taking the highs with the lows, but also accepting that that truth you now stand in cannot be matched by anything else. That's the most important thing. Your truth. And this is one of these times in your life when Spirit is asking you, are you willing to sacrifice all which is not in alignment with your highest good and potential to maintain your truth. Because once you've seen this, once you've gotten a glimpse of what's on the other side and what's possible here for you, going back would never be the same ever again. You would deeply regret it, and you know that. What do we have at the sacral, please? Wheel of Fortune again. What a reading. 2 Wheel of Fortunes, 2 death cards. It says right here, tells where treasures are hidden, reveals hidden dangers, right? So I feel that this is really speaking to this 3 of Wands, which is you pursuing the unknown, right? Again, changing your movements, let's just say, because of this energy here, right? This Wheel of Fortune is like Wheel of Fortune in its shadow. It reads different than this one. This Wheel of Fortune here is an energy that is trying to create some sort of stress in your environment. It's an energy that creates a lot of instability. It represents the negative external forces in and around your life that are working in the shadows to keep you from this Wheel of Fortune. See, this Wheel of Fortune is in opposition with this Wheel of Fortune. This is your fortune. This is your destiny. And this is everything that is trying to keep you from your destiny and your fortune, so to speak. This death card is all about transformation, change. This death card here is the opposition to the transformation and change. It's an energy that is trying to keep you stuck. Both of these cards represent keeping you stuck in a rut. And what's interesting for a lot of you, that energy there that's trying to keep you stuck in a rut is the whole reason for your hesitation. For some of you, it's literally representing the people that you feel bad for disconnecting from. But it's literally coming down to you or them. What do you want to be? Somebody who's always working to please the very people who are working overtime to keep you from your highest potential? Or do you want to be the person that has the courage to say no more and go out and take what's yours? And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have Temperance. So the Temperance from this particular deck is pretty much the same energy as this. It's all speaking about disruptive energies that are around you, creating chaos, stress, making you feel overwhelmed. Judgment. So this Judgment card is also an energy of stagnation. It's an energy that is trying to, again, work behind the scenes to instill self-doubt into your subconscious mind, to make it seem like you are actually self-sabotaging, which you are, but it's rooted somewhere else. Your environment is in direct opposition with what you are being called to do on your path. And I would say that this is almost always going to be 100% of the case when it comes to energies like this, because this energy here is speaking about people who are doing something significant. There's something about the astrology and this group of you that are shifting right now into this new chapter of your life. You're a part of I just heard a wave. Yeah, a wave of people who are being called to specific things. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? 6 of Cups, Scorpio energy at the solar plexus. Now, the 6 of Cups from this deck is an energy that wants you to live in the past, doesn't want you to move on, and wants you to think that all of your expectations for yourself are unrealistic, right? Right there at the solar plexus, energy of low self-esteem or just feeling inferior to the energies in your environment, like you don't have what it takes to do something. It's essentially an energy that wants you to be ignored. See how there's no face, right? No identifying features, right? It's just really speaking about all of the things that actually make you unique and special being completely suppressed to the point where they don't even have an opportunity to exist in the world. And it's underneath the 10 of Swords, right? So in order to have the new beginning, you must create an ending. which speaks further on this world card, right? It's like you're standing in that space, right? That in between. And it's like you need to seal off the past. It can't go with you. What do we have at the heart, please? Okay, we're going to start on this side of the card first. So Knight of Swords. Unbelievable. It says right there, criticism. Now, this Knight of Swords is an energy of deliberate cruelty. So again, following everything we're saying here, right? This is that energy that is telling you that your expectations are unrealistic. You can't do this. You can't do that. You don't have what it takes. It's an energy that's very critical. It's an energy that wants to make you feel very scattered all the time. Creates a lot of mischief in your environment to make you feel like everything's always out of control. You can't get any peace. And then on this side of the card, we have the Sun. It says right there, restoration of life. Now, the Sun, being the most high vibrational card that you can pull in the tarot, is speaking to us about there being a very positive outcome to all of this. There's a lot of success here. When you see cards like this that are in direct opposition with your blessings, with these new beginnings, it makes a lot of sense, because this is when you start to realize that you're not crazy. What you have been feeling from the depths of your soul, calling you for God knows how long, is real. And then when you start to accept that truth, that inner knowing, you start to see that there's actually a force that is working overtime to stop this from coming to pass. See, at this point now, their biggest fear is you discovering them for who they really are. That's the biggest problem now. Because again, once you see it, you can't go back, right? This is when their lies just don't work anymore. And this will create a paradigm shift in your life. You know, when you begin to see particular people in and around your life that were not even close to the people that they presented themselves to be. For a lot of you, it's family, close friends. You know, the other day, I was listening to something in an earpiece on YouTube, like a podcast or something, and I wasn't actually watching it. I was just listening, and it finished, and as soon as it was finished, The Truman Show, the movie with Jim Carrey, started to play, and I started to actually watch it, and it completely pulled me in. I've seen it several times, but for those of you who have seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? A whole reality was built around him. It was all a lie. And then he comes to discover that he's actually living on a movie set, right? Inside a dome. That movie is not only incredible, but it's so true to this kind of energy here. And the awakening process, especially one of this magnitude, feels exactly like that. You begin to wake up and you feel like everybody's in on it. What do we have at the throat, please? Eight of Wands, Sag energy, again, right underneath this Wheel of Fortune, Sag energy. Okay, so now here you are moving forward. The energy is just completely shifted. It's like we've come out of this, I just heard trench. Yeah, that calm before the storm. See, the storm here for you is the breakthrough. The storm for you is no longer patching up the same old wound. The Eight of Wands is also an energy that speaks about change, and it's happening quite quickly here. It really just comes down to you saying yes, right? And I just heard something about news or, downloads. Okay. Eight of Wands can speak about information coming to you, but I feel that it's just guidance. It's downloads. It's like all of a sudden you make a decision to push forward in power, and then you get a download on what your next move is. Too many cards. Hierophant, Temperance, Six of Swords. Wow. So there's the Divine. There's Temperance, Sag energy again. balance, healing, and harmony. And Six of Swords, a rite of passage. You're moving on. And look, you're flipping off the past. What do we have at the third eye? Three of Pentacles. So we saw that Three of Pentacles from this deck, I believe, earlier on in the reading. It was underneath the deck, and it was speaking about that collaboration that you're in with the divine, right? So this follows what I just said about a download coming to you. It's like the divine saying, hey, we've already told you what you need to do next. It's directly connected to this decision you need to make here. Once you make that decision, then we got you on the other side, okay? But we can't do any more until you take that first step forward. Once you do, we're going to be right there with you. Leave the heartbreak behind and trust that there is divine collaboration at play in your life. It says right here, mental force protects against sorrows. So I feel that that really confirms what I just said. That's basically the divine saying to you, don't worry, it's going to be okay. We got your back. What do we have at the crown, please, Spirit? And there it is. We just saw the Hierophant a minute ago underneath the deck, and now it's come out. It also came out right after I just gave those messages about the divine having your back, right? Here's the full force of the divine. God, your spirit guides, all showing up. There's a lot of spiritual manpower working behind the scenes to arrange things for you every time you make a decision to empower, okay? So it's like they're waiting on you, right? All watching you. And then once you do, all of a sudden, they're all back to work again, creating this reality with you, right? This is a perfect example of how the universe co-creates with you. It's all based on the decisions you're making in any given moment. And when you become more aligned with your higher self and you're more connected to source and spirit, you can feel this. It becomes more potent. You also feel like you have a sense of responsibility, which I think just has a way of turning us into better people. When you realize you have a responsibility to the unseen realm and you know that they're relying on you in some capacity, you just start to move different. You just feel the embrace. And with that, I will leave it here. All right, this is what I have for all of you. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. And there's a glitch in the YouTube app right now. So if you're trying to press like on the video and it's not allowing you to like the video, do me a favor and just drop a heart or a comment, and that will work just the same, okay? But whatever the case, I would like to extend my gratitude for all of your donations and support on my channel, your personal reading bookings, the purchases that you have all made at my online store, and also thank you to everybody who's joined the membership side of my channel. But in closing, I would like to know how this reading resonated with you. So let me know in the comment section down below, again, by dropping a heart and or a comment, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care.